Thank you. I'm going to obviously try to speak loud enough where everybody can hear me. I hope I'm doing that. Again, thank you to Anderson TV, and really thank all of you for coming out. What a great showing. For those who later will be watching this on television, it's both cold and rainy. So that says a lot about this event and about the folks here that are supporting it. And we certainly appreciate everyone being here. I don't usually speak from notes, but I've got a few folks I want to thank and acknowledge, and I'm sure I'm going to miss some folks, and I apologize in advance for doing that. And I know we're going to have a lot of people come up here in a few moments and speak, and as they do, they can also acknowledge some folks that are involved. And please, anybody I forgot, make sure those of you who speak point out those individuals as well, if you would, please. You know, Edgewater Park goes back many, many, many years. It's always was one of my favorite parks here in the city. It's just always a cool place, and always a neat place to kind of come down, have lunch, kind of, sit here and reflect. The beautiful river running next to it. But over the years, because of the flooding that we had and so forth, we had to do the levee, and that's been a great thing too, because it's protected a lot of the neighborhoods, and that's really a good thing. But because of that transition, it's really exciting that folks have stepped up and thought of something that's useful, and obviously that's attracted a lot of great attention, and I know it's going to bring a lot of good use. And so we certainly appreciate everyone that took part in all that. Also, I'd like to thank the City of Anderson, obviously, but also particularly with regards to that, the Park Board, some of who's standing behind me now, Jack Kiesling, Randy McVeigh, member of the Park Board, Jack Kiesling, member of the Park Board. Appreciate all their help. We have Superintendent Rodney Chamberlain here, who may say a few words here in a few moments. He's our superintendent. Tom Tackett, who's the head of maintenance of the department, that worked diligently with all the other folks here to help make this a reality. We certainly appreciate that. Here in a few moments, I'm going to officially recognize Phil Lawson, but I just want to thank you, Phil, before we do that officially, for all that you've done and the organization has done. I want to thank Levi Rinker, the gentleman with the megaphone a moment ago, for all of his effort and vision and his efforts on behalf of the city. And with regards to the Economic Development Department, thank you very much, Levi. I'd like to thank the folks involved in the design and layout of this cool thing here. You know, what's really neat is we do a lot in the city, and Anderson's really doing great things right now. There's so many neat things going on, but we can never forget the quality of life issues that we have. That's important. And just watching the folks walk the trails even in the rain a while ago. Folks came out a while ago, as you know, and had a tournament earlier. This is just going to be a really cool thing, and so we really appreciate the addition of that to the City of Anderson. I'd like to thank and recognize Dennis Byrne for his efforts, Jeff Collins, of course, Phil, Levi again, also some of the sponsors. I know Mike Schroyer's here, Nancy Anderson with St. Vincent's. They always step up and help the city and help folks, and we thank you so much for what you've done. The Community Hospital as well as a sponsor. Also, we have the Anderson Morning Rotary, the White River Walkers. I know there's watchers rather. I know they're here right now. Madinger Management, Anderson University Student Government Association, Snap-on Tools, Tom White, the Visitor Bureau. I know Matt Rust is here as well. Thank Matt and his organization for all they do. And then Daystar Digital Drilling, also a major sponsor along with Community and St. Vincent's. Also Nick and Bees, Harvest Market, MoFab, and Buckskin Bikes. I know Ben Orcutt's here, seen Ben a few moments ago. Just want to thank all of you guys for what you do. I know there's a lot of other organizations here, obviously, that are involved. Again, this makes this a great thing, and we appreciate it. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Phil Lawson. Phil, let you step up and talk a little bit about this situation, and particularly focus, if you would, on James and Maxine Sanders, for who this is going to be dedicated and memorialized.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. And thank you to everyone. This has been 2 years. Oh man, more than 2 years. July 2015, I sent a Facebook message to Levi. I said, what about a disc golf course at Edgewater Park? And we talked about ways to raise money for that. And one of the ways that we talked about, one of the ways being, sell whole sponsorship, but then also to get to the amount that we wanted to raise was course title sponsorship. And, I told him I might have someone in mind, and talked to my parents, my dad Lloyd, my mom Marcy, this is my wife Kylie. The Sanders, James and Maxine Sanders, were my Nana and Grandpa. They were my mom's parents, and just really great people. Love the city of Anderson. Were on boards for the Church of God, here in Anderson. It goes way back. They've given money to AU. One classroom has a plaque with their name on it. And then both my parents went here to Anderson College back in the 70s. And so I'm literally a product of Anderson. It is because that they have come to Anderson and met in Anderson that I am even here. Anderson is a big part of my life. I came here to AU, graduated in 2007. Own a house right down the road, and it's just it's been a beautiful community to be here. My grandparents were avid sports people. They loved to be outside, and we did lots of hiking as a kid. We got lost in the woods, played golf, tennis. They loved outdoor sports. They would have loved disc golf if it was ever introduced to them. And so they would have loved here to be a part of this and to see you guys. It feels like a homecoming here. So many faces like over the course of the last 2 years. So many people believing in Anderson and wanting good things for it. Just people who dream big dreams and do what it takes to go above and beyond in their own free time to make something awesome. And so this has been that culmination of that. And of course, you need the city behind you, and this city was behind us. And I've learned a lot about politics in this whole situation, and met a lot of people, and that is a bit of a learning curve. Find your way in, but you can, and you all can, and like these people want to work with you. And they are also dreaming dreams. We've had conversations where we're dreaming dreams together, and they are for the good of this city as a whole. And I hope that you guys are too. And so make your dreams known. Come to these people and say, "Hey, I have this idea." They will tell you what it takes to, they'll give you a dose of reality and how can we work together, and we figure out how to do it. An attempt to launch a course back in 2010, 2011, and so when I brought this idea to Levi, he's like, "Isn't there maybe I heard something?" And so we were searching online on Facebook, and there was already an Anderson Disc Golf Club page, and so we messaged that, and of course we have here Dennis Byrne. Come on over here, that's cool. And Ron Box Jr. Come on over. And they started the conversation years ago. And as the whole dream evolved, this ended up being the right time, the right place for everything to happen. And so we reached out to Dennis, and he was ready to put together a new design in a new location. And so we worked with him, put together an initial design. We staked it out, tweaked it a little bit. We invited Jeff Collins. Jeff, if you want to come over. Jeff is from Indy, but grew up in Anderson, right? And he and Levi are friends. And so with the help of Jeff, Levi, and I, and with collaboration with our lead designer, Dennis, we put together a design that I think we're all really excited about, really happy with. People come and they see the levee and they go, like, this is unique. This is really interesting and really cool and really fun. So it gives a lot of different kind of shots, obviously, as well. So it's been a big team, a big collaborative effort for many years, before, even 2 years ago. And so to see it all come to fruition and really what something cool in your community can bring these people who have dreams together, and we can share them and collaborate. It's really important because it's hard to, like, you got a dream, you want to hold on to it and make it, you know, perfect or whatever, but you really got to hold loosely so other people can come around and join you in it, and really collaborate and come up with just even a bigger and better dream than you ever could get to on your own. Of course, you can raise money and then not have people who show up to actually do the work. And so that is, you know, I don't know a lot about construction. I can dream big, I can like have vision, but like seeing things through, I told Levi from the start, like that's what I really struggle with. And he's like, we're workers. He's like, I got workers, I'm a worker, we can make this happen. And so a lot of our major volunteers, Levi, you're gonna have to help me because I'll probably miss some, but there's so many people. But Colt Carpenter, big help. Paul McGuire.
As we announce your names, please step up. We've got some discs to give you as well.
Patty, go ahead and come up as well. Yes.
Paul McGuire as well as Jude.
Paul McGuire and his son Jude. You know, these people have put in, you know, I would say, over 50 hours. These are the people who put in the time. Hey, you can please stay up. Please stay up here. Stay up here.
Neil Graham as well. Neil. Christopher Brown. Alex Esche. Ashley Carpenter.
Yep.
No, I do.
Daniel Hiles. Patty, we got you. All right. Jared Schroffner, who designed the maps.
Jared,
out there.
Come on over here. Okay, so Jared and I, like, probably over the last, few months, we've gone back and forth with hundreds of emails, getting this design exactly right. And we just met for the first time today. So we did so many texting, we did some phone calling. I feel like I know him and I just met him. So he's been incredible, and he's done this all voluntarily. If you've seen those signs, they're killer. I am so proud of that. I'm so happy about that. And I hope you're proud with how it turned out, man.
Yeah.
We're great.
We also have Sonia Caldwell.
Sonia.
And to protect all these volunteers, we definitely want to acknowledge Greg Winkler, who paid for the volunteer insurance coverage. Greg, and as well the South Madison County Foundation, right, the community foundation who held our 501c3. We'd kind of like to say something about what it takes to build this community out here. Come on.
So, Bill said it so well earlier. He just came forward with his dream for his community, and that's what we talk about with donors from all over our area, which is one simple question: what is your dream for your community's bright future? And then the follow-up to that is also very simple: how can we help? And it turns out that the foundation has 26 years of experience of financial management and investment and nonprofit best practices behind us. And so if that's how we can help, we're happy to do that, because it's all about making your dreams walk into real life. So congratulations to you. And I've been asked to hand out a few more discs to course sponsors. And so the first would be to Community Hospital Anderson.
Hey, all right.
Leah Campbell should be here for community, I think. You represent?
There you go.
Okay, this is Art Leak. Art Leak's a board member.
Thank you. Anderson Visitors Bureau. Matt?
Matt Ruskin.
Anderson University.
Dom, we've got a member from the Student Council Union here. Will you come up and...
Dominic Martin,
Harvest Market.
is Allison here from Harvest by any chance?
White River Watchers.
Tim.
Daystar.
Daystar Paul's here.
Thank you, Paul. Mattinger Management.
Sammy is accepting on your behalf. Related.
Buckskin.
Ben Orcutt. He's here. Buckskin Bikes. Buckskin Bikes. They provide you a coffee as well.
Snap-on Tools.
Tom White. Is he here? Yeah. Okay. Here's Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Snap on tools.
MoFab.
Is Max or Blaine or Mason here from MoFab?
Hey.
No?
Okay, I'll take it back.
St. Vincent.
St. Vincent. Mike Short.
Thank you.
Mike.
Nick and Bees.
Tony. Tony Urban. Yes. There he is.
Creatures of Habit and Kettle Top.
Dan House.
The Sanders family.
Hi.
The members of Anderson Morning Rotary. And you.
Yes. Patty Smear. Doug Johnson.
Thank you. And one more.
And one more.
Okay, finally.
4 holes.
Anderson Rotary.
All right.
All right, let's bring in that ribbon.
Thank you.
All right, what we're going to do is count it down, 3, 2, 1. So ready? 3, 2, 1.